What's going on, people? Sometimes it's like it says it's live, and then but like this counter hasn't started, so I don't even know what's going on some of the times. You know what I'm saying? Whatever. Got a pair of shoes in this box here. Gonna talk about these for a minute, not too long, hopefully. And I don't have anything else, so once this is done, this is done, right? Got some other stuff to do, a little editing, some picture taking. I just finished doing some recording, so it's one of those things, right? I like to get the stuff out there so then I can at least start editing it later and it's like one less thing to worry about. But whatever, let's go ahead, open this box up, see what's going on in here. Okay, got some little bit of tape here. Seems like a very large box, honestly. So I don't know if that just means there's going to be a lot of dead space in here or what. Sometimes that is just how things go, right? And this does look like it's also just like a big box anyway. Is this the right size? Okay, yeah, cool. So there we go. There's that. Hold this up where you can all see it. Then on the side of the box, there's some stuff over there. It says 9.5, which is good because that's the size that I needed. So, well, honestly, I don't even know if that's the size that I needed. I'm hoping that this is a true to size fit. I honestly don't know. I mean, truth be told, I don't really want these shoes so much anyways, right? It's just kind of like, oh, that could be cool to have. And they were readily available, right? So let's go ahead and see what's happening with them. And they come all individually wrapped. Some things do that. Adidas collaborations are really big into that whole individually wrapped shoe thing. I'm not a huge fan of it personally, right? This means I got to take extra time to get into the thing that I'm trying to look at. Same thing with this other one, right? So there's that. And these do look a little big, which kind of makes me wish that I had like got a size 9 perhaps, but we'll see how it goes in a minute here once I get them all put on and all that stuff. So actually I probably should have brought out those Young Bucks Diodoras, but kind of didn't think about it till right now. So right now I'm just looking at these and make sure that they look like they're in decent shape, and they are, so that's cool. Let's go ahead and get on into it then. See if there's anything different here. No, I think the last one colors were like switched around a little bit, or maybe they weren't. Maybe I'm thinking something else. Whatever. This right here is, I guess it's just going to be the Reebok Pump and the AEW Young Bucks colorway, right? There might be a smoother name to say there, but whatever. Down across the bottom, you got the happy face, right? It's kind of part of their logo or whatever. Reminds me a lot of Blink 182, right? Moving on up here, midsole and whatnot, kind of chunky down there, but we'll see how it actually feels in a bit. That's what's actually important, not so much the look all the time. As far as the upper goes, this feels kind of cheap, honestly. Like it almost feels just like wrong, Like I feel like this should be like a little stiffer. It almost feels like imagine a paper bag like you get at a grocery store, but it's been in the rain, right? So it's like it's not super sturdy. That's how this is feeling down here, which is kind of off-putting. But whatever. Either way, it's still going to be some black suede type material going on, and that goes all the way around back. This middle piece here kind of feels like normal material that you would have on, like, say, like the side of Hirachis and things like that, So whatever that is, it's nicer feeling, I'll say that. Switching around to the back, got the Young Bucks logo back there. Once again, got the happy face on the middle piece, and a $sign for the S, which took me longer to notice than it should have. Whatever. Back to the front piece here. Standard black laces, but then you do have some other laces at the top. So let's pull that out just a wee bit here. So there you go. So you do have your choice of which laces you go with, right? I don't see me having both laces in here, so I'm probably just going to take these out because these are already mostly there. And I'm not a huge lace swap guy, so I'm just going to take what work has already been done and ride that out. Now, as far as the tongue goes, right? So you got the basketball pump style here thing, and I guess that should be the release or whatever. And what's it saying back there? Okay. Let's see. Super Kick Party, right? Pump to kick. If you're familiar with the Young Bucks, like, that's kind of their thing, the Super Kick Party, right? Which to me was also the death of the super kick. That used to be such a powerful move back in the 90s and even early 2000s. That's Shelton Benjamin, right? But nowadays, it's just a move people do no different than a clothesline or a chop, right? Which is kind of unfortunate. But either way, so that's what's going on up there, right? And then otherwise around the top piece, you got some more of this, I don't want to say tie-dye, but I can't think of the word that I'm trying to say. I just know that that's not it. So you got a lot of that stuff happening going along with like this typical Young Buck style. Let's get these laces a little bit out of the way. See if I can show you some of the inside here. Not quite because, it's all kind of laced up. But either way, that's what's going on in there. It kind of reminds me of some pair of Jordan 7s or Jordan 9s I saw in recent years that had a lot of stuff happening. And down on the inside, it says the Elite, right? So there you go. There's that. All in all, pretty cool, right? And looking at these, they both have the same stuff going on down at the bottom and on the inside. So it's basically like what you see on one is the exact same on the other. One thing I didn't mention because it was out of my view, you do have Reebok Super Cakes on the side for a little bit of branding. And then, like I was saying, you do have that going on the inside there too. So there's that. And Don White says, "What's up, brother? You might have me mistaken for someone else. I don't even know you. But if we are related, like, wish I would have known that longer ago. We could have been good friends or something. Who knows?" But I will say this, not a lot is going on over here. I just finished up doing some editing of some recording of some various things so that I can then do some editing on those various things. What about you? What are you up to there, guy? So there's that. I'm going to put these things on real quick, which is not going to be the best judgment right now because I'm wearing some compression socks, and which are super thin, right? It's almost like being barefoot, but you have a sock on. So if these feel a little big, then, well, that's kind of expected in this case, but hopefully not too big. And they actually don't feel too bad. I mean, I probably could have, if I did get a 9, I feel like I could have got by with it and it would have been probably fine. But once I put on like some actual socks of normal thickness, then I'll come back to that. But also got to kind of tighten these things up just a wee bit because they're super loose, right? And I know some people like to wear their shoes like loose or whatever. That's a personal thing. I get it. It's not for me because again, I'm a big running shoe guy, so I'm used to that whole situation. But all in all, yeah, I think true to size is going to be good for most people on these. I don't see myself complaining about it. Has just enough room once they're like actually tightened up because as you see, like by default, the laces are pretty loose, right? So once you tighten them up just a little bit, it's not so bad. So I think it's fine. Now, but a pump thing, I don't really feel anything happening in there, so I'll have to come back to that. But I do remember a lot of people saying that they were buying pumps that weren't really doing much of anything. So like they were just there for show. Unless you just have to do this a lot, like an actual bike pump or something, but who wants to do that, right? So yeah, it feels like this might be just for show, but I'll deal with that a little bit later. But all in all, I'll leave you with this as far as personal thoughts go. They're pretty cool, right? I mean, it's not a whole lot going on, but it's a decent design, right? Mostly black, but it does have like the colorful aspects match up with the whole Young Bucks thing. Nice little callback to like them on the outside and even on the inside. So there's that. Do I wish this, assuming this pump does actually not work, do I wish that it worked? I honestly don't really care right now that I think about it. It'd be cool because like you're paying for it and you would like it to do all the stuff. But functionality wise, I think I would never use it. So it doesn't really matter in that way, right? I would just like it to work because I paid for a shoe that has a pump on it. So there is that. Otherwise, it's just there, and you should have made it like just, I don't know, made it just normal shoes or something. Maybe it would have saved some money because you wouldn't have to have that pump branding, which probably costs some amount. But whatever, there's that. So I'm not going to complain about them. I like them enough to say that they're cool. And I think some sizes might still be in stock over on Champs. That's where they were. I think they were only on Champs. But whatever, I'm done with this, so I'm going to move on. From me to you, have a nice rest of your day or rest of your night, whatever it is, wherever you are. I am going to go ahead and knock out a handful of errands and whatnot, and hopefully I'll get some videos going on later so that you can watch some stuff, not just some very, very repetitive Roosevelt's videos, which if you saw, well, I don't have to explain it. If you saw them, you kind of know what I'm getting at there, right? So there's that. Like I said, I'm going to go do some stuff. You guys, thanks for showing up. Appreciate you using this as background noise while you do something important with your life. Because this right here, it's background noise at best. Trust me. But thanks for showing up. It's super appreciated. So there is that. Later, people.